Hi, I'm Chris Young with Aritzia Infoviz, and today we're going to look at our XR75 Large. And as you see it in front of you, this system's configured for a bulk flow. So we have an in-feed hopper on the front end here. System will go through, and then there's internal plates that we'll see inside, and then it'll dump out and feed out under the existing conveyor. Normally that goes onto a retract reject. And first off, this is a member of our XR75 platform. So all of our XR machines are pretty much based on our XR75 platform. The nice thing about that is a lot of the button pushes and operations are actually identical. So the software, whether it be on this machine or one of our other machines, it's the same. So if I wanted to go in and I wanted to adjust a product, set up a new product, go through the auto setting wizard, it's the same exact key pushes from one X-ray to the next, which really helps your operators. Second important feature on this is the platform is the same as well. So inside the unit, a lot of the boards from a maintenance level are exactly the same as well. In fact, the three main boards, our I/O, our main board, and our controller are all the same. So what we're trying to do today is simulate bulk flow meat, which this system is actually sold to in the States, going through and being inspected. And the application given to us, the product was a little bit thicker. I think the goal was to look through about 5 inches of meat. Unfortunately though, we only have about 4 inches that we can simulate here, maybe 3.5. All right, so the thinner the product, if you could get this down to about 2 inches or thinner, would be ideal. At about 2 inches thick, you're gonna have very, very good bone detection and be well under 0.8 millimeter stainless. But at about 3 to 4 inches high, we can see on the screen here, we ran it through, and what we have there are 4 little dots that equates down to 0.8 millimeter stainless steel, which is really good. And then on the lower density item, like this synthetic quartz, we're down to 4 millimeters. So if I was about 4 inches thick, I would estimate I'd get about 0.8, which we're seeing, and then 3 to 4 millimeter bone. This synthetic quartz is actually very low density. Beef and pork bone, you'll do a little bit better. So you'll be about 3 to 4 millimeter bone. Okay, very simple. You just put it in. Okay, the system will reject. You'll see we actually picked up a little bit better. We got down to 3 millimeter, and we picked up one other piece of metal, but again, about 3 to 4 millimeter bone and 0.8 millimeter stainless. Then if there was a reject, we would take care of it after it discharges out of the machine. Okay, and the product dropped underneath. So that's kind of the basics of it. The data is all controlled, so you have all the time day stamps for all the rejects. You have the reject image captured, and as well you could send out the data via Ethernet IP or OPC UA. Those are options that you can connect to pull data out as well, or you can integrate it into our control software, which we call Quicka. Right? So with that out of the way, we're going to kind of show you how you disassemble the machine, clean it, and then some of the features inside. So just give us 1 second. All right, we're back. So the first thing you want to do is pull the main key out, and then that key can go in to open the door. But before we do that, we'll notice on the in-feed side here we have a hopper. And the hopper is equipped with 2 nice handles and pins so you can lift it straight up. And we'll just put it on the table. And now I have access to the door. Once I unlock it, it too has a handle inside. Comes right out. And as you can probably guess, on the other side, that door is going to come off as well, but we're going to lift up this cover first. Get it out of the way. And now I can pull this door off. Okay, so now what we see inside are these plates. These plates are used for shielding, and you can see there's not a lot of clearance on this particular model. Measure that real fast, and it is
4 and change.
4.5 inches. So for a bulk flow, again, you'd probably want to try and stay closer to that 3 inch thick if you can. 2 inch will probably give you your best sensitivity, but 3 inch is really good as well. Still get very good sensitivity. But these form the shielding, and then the product will pass through, and then there'll be a reject device on the outfeed side. So you'll see as well that we have the sides in here to keep this cupped so the product won't spill out up the sides of the belting. And those are all just basically on pins, so everything lifts right out. Okay, and then everything is tool-free as we're seeing, so I can just pivot this up. And now the belt will be able to be pulled right out the front of the machine. The other side. And it is directional, just so we can see that. So it is directional, so you just have to pay attention when you put it back. So now I have access to those back guides as well. So pull those out. Okay, now there are additional plates on this particular machine. All right, and then I could also additionally pull out the rollers. Those will come right out. And even these end systems, tails, I could remove as well. I have access to the belt scraper, the decking, and the entire inside for cleaning.
Go ahead.
All right, so we've seen kind of the disassembly. The reassembly would just be in the opposite direction, so just put everything back in the same order. But it is important to realize a couple points. One, extremely good detection levels. So you're going to get that 0.8 millimeter stainless steel. If you keep it below 4 inches thick, you're going to get about 2 to 3 millimeter bone, depending on the consistency of the flow. The more consistent you can make it, the better your bone detection will be. And the other thing to remember is, of course, the XR75 platform. Very, very good design as far as user interface and maintenance for long-term reduction of costs. And on this particular model, there were a few options, so I just want to point that out. The solid frame is optional. Okay. And as well, this unit was equipped for a certain customer that wanted things like the washdown cover, the stack light cage, if you saw those. They're on the other side here, Dave. Those are options on the machine that you can get as well, but again, those are optional. Everything else, though, is standard. All the tool-free belt removal, the hopper and so forth, that's all standard. So thanks again for seeing the XR75 Large.